Hello all. Decided I'm going to do just a list today of my top 50 all-time favorite movies. It was kind of hard for me to compile this. Those who know me know, I like a lot of science fiction movies, but they're not all science fiction movies. I also like film noir. I like westerns. I like comedies. I like drama. I like fantasies. I like, just about even some horror movies, though I'm not a big horror fan. But you'll find some horror titles on here. So I'm just going to go through them. I'm not going to do much description. My number one favorite movie of all time is The Big Sleep from 1945/1946. I happen to prefer the 1945 quote-unquote pre-release version, which has some different scenes in it. There's more scenes of Martha Vickers, and Marlowe does some more detective work in it. My second favorite movie of all time is Blade Runner: The Final Cut from 1982, but the cut is 2007. Don't have to describe that. Number three is 2001: A Space Odyssey from 1968. Number four is Phantom of the Paradise, Brian De Palma's magnificent cult classic from 1974. Number five is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, which you've heard me discuss a lot, from 1984. Number six is The Rocky Horror Picture Show from 1975. Happy 50th, Rocky. Yes, Dr. Scott, a laser capable of emitting a beam of pure antimatter. Number seven is Repo Man from 1984. The life of a Repo Man is always intense. Number eight is The Vampire Lovers from 1970 from Hammer Films, my favorite Hammer vampire movie. Nine is Planet of the Apes from 1968, the original. Best shock ending of all time, written by mostly by Rod Serling. 10 is Rollerball from 1974, my favorite of the 1970s dystopian movies. Jonathan. Number 11 is Star Wars, now known as Episode 4. Back then we just called it Star Wars, 1977. Number 12 is Logan's Run from 1976. Number 13 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from 1969. Number 14 is Dark City, the director's cut from 1999. I just saw the 4K version. It's fantastic. Much better than The Matrix. 15 is Heavy Metal from 1981, one of the best animated movies ever made. 16, Dark Star from 1972, which has John Carpenter before The Thing and Dan O'Bannon before Alien. A really funny, good parody science fiction movie. Number 17, Robot Monster from 1953, probably one of the worst movies ever made. The robot is a man with a gorilla suit and a diving helmet with antennas stuck to the top of it. Really funny movie, has some great, hilarious dialogue, and really, really goofy. 18, a more serious science fiction, The Day the Earth Stood Still, directed by the great Robert Wise from 1953. 19 is Forbidden Planet from 1956. Another great classic. Number 20 is my favorite Marx Brothers movie, Duck Soup from 1933, which is one of the most hilarious movies ever. Groucho plays Rufus T. Firefly, a kind of a dictator from this goofy state called Fredonia. Margaret Dumont is great. Chico and Harpo are great. Just a really, really funny movie. 21 is another classic comedy, The Flying Deuces from Laurel and Hardy, 1939. Again, hilarious from the minute it starts. You're just going to laugh the whole way through. Young Frankenstein is number 22 from 1974. I think it's Mel Brooks' best movie, written by Gene Wilder and starring Gene Wilder, and just, hilariously funny. 23 is The Ninth Gate from controversial director Roman Polanski from 1999. I think probably the best devil movie I've ever seen. A really, really interesting, intriguing movie with Johnny Depp. 24 is Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell. I love when the wizard tells him that he must remember the lines, Klaatu Barada Nikto. I was the only person who laughed when I heard that line in the theater. I guess nobody had seen The Day the Earth Stood Still. 25 is Bull Durham with Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon, which I really like, a great baseball movie. I don't like a lot of baseball movies. I liked The Natural, and I like this one. That's about it. Field of Dreams, I like that one too. 26 is Lust for a Vampire, which is another in the quote-unquote Karnstein trilogy from Hammer, from 1971, starring the gorgeous Jutta Stensgaard. It was also in a really goofy movie that I like called Zeta 1, or The Love Factor. 27 is Frankenstein Created Woman, again from Hammer from 1967 with the lovely Susan Denberg. And of course, Peter Cushing as Dr. Frankenstein, a really, really good Frankenstein movie in that franchise. 2028 is Doppelganger, also known as Journey to the Far Side of the Sun, Jerry and Sylvia Anderson's first movie from 1969, starring Roy Thinnes and in real life Linda Loring, and really a very good movie. Good science fiction movie. Number 29, Dracula, Prince of Darkness, the third of the Christopher Lee Dracula movies from Hammer from 1966, which I think is one of the best ones. Also one of the goriest ones, but really, really quite good. Number 30 is This is Spinal Tap from 1984, but please go to 11. Great mockumentary. Number 31 is a sort of bizarre witchcraft movie, supernatural movie called Black Candles, directed by the great Jose Larraz in 1982. Very erotic as well. One of those movies that you don't quite get what's going on until the end, and even then you might not quite get it. Number 33 is another film noir, Hot Cars, with John Bromfield and Joy Lansing from 1956. A terrific movie, very suspenseful. Number 34, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, is in a category by itself. It's a parody, horror, comedy, screwball science fiction movie that is just out of this world. It features a soundtrack by the Dickies, and I heard them perform that song live before the movie because they opened for the Ramones. The movie is from 1988. Number 35 is another parody, Invasion of the Star Creatures from 1962, which stars the gorgeous Dolores Reed, Gloria Victor, and two comedians, Bob Ball and Frankie Ray, a parody of science fiction movies, which is really, really good and really funny. 36, Bringing Up Baby with Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, and a leopard, Nissa the Leopard, and what more do I need to say? It's really hilarious from 1938. One of Cary Grant's best roles. 37, Godzilla Minus One from 2023. Fantastic movie. I love that they used a Kyushu JW-71 Shinden fighter to destroy Godzilla in the end. And they built a full-scale mock-up of one because they never produced the plane. Really, really terrific movie. Number 35, The Fifth Element. I'm a big fan of Mila Jovovich. I've watched just about everything she's done, and I really loved her in this and in the entire Resident Evil series. This was the great, really her best movie from 1997. It's not her premiere movie. She was in Joan of Arc before this, but this was really good. Another film noir, Out of the Past, with Robert Mitchum and Jane Greer and Kirk Douglas. Really a fantastic movie. Also, I believe Rhonda Fleming has a bit part in it. Really good movie. The quintessential detective film noir. In some ways, even more than The Maltese Falcon or The Big Sleep. This Gun for Hire is number 40, with the first and best of the Alan Ladd Veronica Lake pairings. A really, really great movie. Terrific performance by Alan Ladd. Also stars Robert Preston and Tully Marshall. And Laird Krieger, who was really, really quite good, really creepy. Another film noir is number 41, DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien and Pamela Britton. A great whodunit mystery. A man has to solve his own murder. He's been slipped poison in his drink, and he has to find out who did it and why. And it's a very shocking ending. Also partly shot in the Bradbury Building, which was used in Blade Runner as well. Number 42, A Boy and His Dog, one of the craziest of the dystopian science fiction movies from 1975, directed by L.Q. Jones and based on Harlan Ellison's Nebula award-winning novella of the same name, though in my opinion, and it listens as well, they ruin the last line. I won't spoil that for anybody who hasn't seen it. Read the story first. Number 43 is X-Men 2000, the original one, which I thought was really great, starring Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry and Anna Paquin. I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but great franchise beginning movie. I think that's still the best one. Very faithful to the comics. 44, Superman the movie from 1978, Richard Donner's great hit with Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder and Gene Hackman. Really choose the scenery as Lex Luthor, but a really great movie. And Valerie Perrine, of course. Valerie Perrine was terrific as Miss Tessmacher. Number 45, another romantic movie, Somewhere in Time, with, again, Christopher Reeve and the lovely Jane Seymour and Christopher Plummer. A really, really, really great romantic tale. Number 46, Mulholland Drive from David Lynch with Naomi Watts and Laura Elena Herring. Just a fantastic, fantastic movie. Also Ann Miller's final performance. Number 47, Batman the Dark Knight. I've read a lot of Batman comics when I was a kid, and all I can say about Heath Ledger's performance is Heath Ledger isn't an actor playing the Joker. Heath Ledger is the Joker, as far as I'm concerned, in this movie. Again, the best of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, in my opinion. Number 48 is yet another film noir, one of my absolute favorites, Decoy from 1946, starring the magnificent Jean Gilly, who unfortunately died from pneumonia about a year later than this, and she was only 38. The best femme fatale of all time, and a really good movie. I also starred Sheldon Leonard in a really good role as kind of a wisecracking cop. Number 49, Rear Window from Alfred Hitchcock. Again, really great with Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly, and just, magnificent, magnificent movie. And of course, Raymond Burr as the bad guy. Really good movie, really interesting concept of a guy who witnesses a murder from across an open courtyard, but he has to prove it. And that puts himself and his girlfriend in considerable danger. Really, really a good, very tense movie. One of Hitchcock's best. And number 50 is Lord of the Rings, all three of them, all three of the Peter Jackson movies, but starting with Fellowship of the Ring from 2001. Too many stars to name, but Orlando Bloom and everybody, just a really, really a fantastic adaptation, I thought, of Tolkien's series. So those are my top 50 movies of all time, and I hope you share some of them. If you want more information on any of them, let me know, and I will elucidate.